Mark Rutte, the former Prime Minister of the Netherlands, has now taken on a new global role as the Secretary General of NATO. Known for his pragmatic leadership style and a strong commitment to European security, Rutte has stepped into this position at a critical time. The war in Ukraine continues to challenge Europe's peace and stability, and Rutte's actions as NATO chief will significantly shape the alliance's response to Russia's aggression. In this video, we will explore Mark Rutte's rise to international leadership, his connection to NATO, and how his views are influencing NATO's strategy in supporting Ukraine. We'll also step into Rutte's vision for Europe's security and what this means for NATO's future in a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. Mark Rutte's rise to international leadership. Mark Rutte, the longest-serving Prime Minister of the Netherlands, has transitioned from a national leader to a prominent figure on the global stage. Now, as the newly appointed NATO Secretary General, Rutte's influence on international defense and security has deepened. His leadership, pragmatic style, and ability to navigate complex diplomatic landscapes have earned him a vital role in guiding NATO through one of its most challenging periods, Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. With the Ukraine war intensifying, Rutte's stance on NATO's involvement is crucial. His early actions as NATO's chief, particularly his unannounced visit to Kyiv, underscore his commitment to standing by Ukraine. This script explores how Rutte's views and actions influence NATO's response to the Ukraine crisis, his advocacy for continued military support, and his broader vision for Europe's security in a time of unprecedented challenge. Rutte's connection to NATO. During his tenure as Prime Minister, Mark Rutte strengthened the Netherlands' role in NATO, emphasizing military readiness, cooperation, and collective defense. As one of NATO's founding members, the Netherlands has been committed to the alliance's mission, and Rutte made sure this commitment remained firm. Under his leadership, the Dutch military saw increased investment to meet NATO's defense spending goals, while his government actively supported NATO's enhanced military presence on its eastern borders following Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014. Rutte's experience with NATO made him a strong candidate for the position of Secretary General, where his leadership now influences the strategic direction of the alliance. His stance has always been clear: NATO must be a united front against any external aggression, especially from Russia. As Secretary General, Rutte brings his pragmatic approach to building consensus among member states, ensuring that NATO remains robust in its defense and deterrence posture. His commitment to collective defense under Article 5 has been unwavering, making Rutte a key player in NATO's response to the Ukraine war, with a focus on protecting member states while supporting Ukraine's sovereignty. Ukraine crisis, the turning point. The Russian invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 marked a significant shift in Europe's security landscape, and Rutte's leadership throughout the crisis has been firm and proactive. Even before becoming NATO Secretary General, Rutte was deeply involved in shaping the West's response to Russian aggression, providing military and humanitarian support to Ukraine and backing strong sanctions against Russia. In his new role, Rutte made an unannounced visit to Kyiv on a Thursday, underscoring NATO's commitment to Ukraine. During his meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Rutte reiterated NATO's pledge to continue bolstering Ukraine's defenses. His trip came as air raid sirens blared in Kyiv, a stark reminder of the ongoing threat Ukraine faces. Rutte emphasized that this was his fifth visit to Ukraine since the invasion began, signaling his deep engagement with the crisis and his determination to start his NATO mandate by standing shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine. Rutte highlighted that Ukraine is closer to NATO than ever before, and reinforced that Ukraine's fight against Russian aggression reflects Europe's values. His support for Ukraine includes pushing forward initiatives such as 40 billion euros in funding assistance, bilateral security agreements, and establishing a NATO command to coordinate military aid and training for Ukrainian forces. The ongoing war, combined with Russia's continued aggression, has cemented Rutte's belief that Ukraine's fight is central to defending European democracy and security. NATO's strategic response and Rutte's influence. Under Mark Rutte's leadership, NATO's strategic response to the Ukraine crisis has been both comprehensive and adaptive. As Russian forces push further into Ukrainian territory, the alliance is focused on increasing military aid and providing essential support to Ukrainian forces. In his Kyiv visit, Rutte discussed Ukraine's pressing needs with President Zelensky, including long-range weapons and tactical support on the battlefield. The trip also came just days after a Russian glide bomb struck an apartment block in Kharkiv, underscoring the urgency of the situation. As Russian forces continue to deploy glide bombs and other advanced weapons against Ukraine's defenses, Rutte highlighted the need for NATO to remain vigilant and proactive. Glide bombs have been used to devastating effect, particularly in eastern regions like Donetsk, where Russian advances have forced Ukrainian troops to retreat from key towns like Vuhledar. The brutal reality on the ground reinforces Rutte's push for NATO to provide more sophisticated weaponry and military support to Ukraine. During his meeting with Zelensky, Rutte affirmed NATO's role in bridging Ukraine toward future NATO membership, citing ongoing support initiatives and training programs. While full NATO membership may still be a long-term goal, Rutte has championed strengthening Ukraine's defense capabilities to NATO standards, further integrating Ukraine into the alliance's framework. As NATO chief, Rutte's goal is to ensure that NATO's support for Ukraine remains steady, regardless of political changes within member states. He expressed confidence that even after the U.S. elections, the alliance would continue its robust support for Ukraine, reinforcing NATO's collective stance against Russian aggression. Rutte's vision for Europe's security future. Beyond the immediate needs of Ukraine, Rutte's vision for Europe's security extends to ensuring that NATO and the European Union work together more closely. He believes that the war in Ukraine highlights the need for European countries to increase their defense investments and reduce their reliance on external powers like the U.S. Rutte has long advocated for European nations to take on more responsibility for their own defense, suggesting that NATO's strength lies in a balanced partnership between North America and Europe. Rutte's view of NATO is one where it remains the cornerstone of European security, but works in conjunction with an empowered European Union defense strategy. This includes boosting spending on advanced defense technologies, improving cybersecurity infrastructure, and deepening intelligence sharing among NATO and EU countries. He believes that by doing so, Europe can better defend itself against both conventional military threats like Russia and emerging challenges such as cyber attacks and hybrid warfare. As Rutte continues to build consensus within NATO, his vision also includes maintaining NATO's open-door policy for countries like Ukraine, while balancing the geopolitical complexities that come with expansion. His focus on training and modernizing Ukraine's military capabilities reflects his long-term goal of ensuring that NATO remains adaptable and resilient in the face of evolving threats. Legacy in the Ukraine crisis. Mark Rutte's leadership during the Ukraine crisis will be a defining part of his legacy as NATO's Secretary General. His swift visit to Kyiv amidst air raid sirens and ongoing Russian attacks highlights his dedication to Ukraine and NATO's mission. Rutte's actions demonstrate that NATO's support for Ukraine is unwavering, and under his leadership, the alliance has strengthened its response to Russia's aggression with increased military aid, strategic planning, and long-term partnerships. As Ukraine continues its battle for sovereignty, Rutte's efforts to keep NATO unified and committed to Ukraine's defense will be critical. His vision for Europe's security, where NATO remains strong, resilient, and adaptable, reflects his deep understanding of the challenges facing the alliance. Rutte's role in shaping NATO's response to the Ukraine war will have a lasting impact on European security and NATO's future in an increasingly volatile world. This version incorporates recent developments, including Rutte's unannounced trip to Kyiv and discussions with Zelensky, as well as the strategic use of glide bombs by Russia. Thank you for watching. We hope this video gave you valuable insights into Mark Rutte's leadership and NATO's role in the Ukraine crisis. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like, share, and comment below with your thoughts. And of course, subscribe to our channel for more updates and in-depth discussions on global issues.